Hello ballerinas, it's Miss Hannah from Stardust, and today I'm going to be reading you Angelina at the Fair. All winter, Angelina had been saving her pocket money for the wonderful day when the fair would come again. When she wasn't busy dancing, she would sit by her window and daydream about the big wheel and the roller coasters. She liked all of the most exciting rides. At last, when all the snow had melted and the wind was warm and soft again, the May Day Fair arrived in her town. Angelina's ballet class performed a maypole dance in celebration of spring, and Angelina almost flew around the maypole. She was so excited. All the parents watched and cheered. After the dance, Angelina was ready to go to the fair with her friends, but her parents stopped her. Angelina, you've forgotten that your little cousin Henry is visiting today. He will be very disappointed if he can't go to the fair with you, said her father. Angelina was furious. But I don't want to take Henry, she said. But Henry held out his hand and Angelina had to take him with her. The music from the fair was already floating across the fields and Angelina's friends had already gone ahead. She grabbed Henry's hand and dragged him along behind her, running as fast as she could. At the entrance to the fair was a stand of brightly coloured balloons. "Oh look," cried Henry, "balloons!" But Angelina didn't pay any attention to Henry. "We're going on the big wheel," she said. The big wheel was huge and Henry felt a bit frightened. But Angelina loved the feeling of flying in the air, so they went on it twice. When they got off, Henry was feeling a bit sick, but he cheered up when he saw the merry-go-round. "Look," he said, "can we go on the merry-go-round?" "Not now," said Angelina. "We're going on all the fast rides." She took poor Henry on the roller coaster. Henry shut his eyes and held on as tightly as he could as the little car zoomed up and down the tracks. Angelina loved it and wanted to go on again, but Henry wasn't sure he wanted to go on any more fast rides. Then Angelina saw the haunted house. "I'm sure you'll like this," she said, and she pulled Henry inside. A big spider dangled just above their heads as they went in. Then a skeleton jumped out. When they bumped into a ghost, Angelina reached out to take Henry's hand, but Henry wasn't there. "Henry, Henry," Angelina called, but there was no answer. Angelina hurried back through the haunted house trying to find him. She looked everywhere until she got tangled up in the spider and she had to be rescued by the ticket seller. Angelina couldn't see Henry outside the haunted house either. She ran through the crowds looking for him. She ran past all the rides and all the games, but Henry was nowhere to be found. At last, she was so worried and upset that she sat by the entrance to the fair and began to cry. And there, watching the balloon man blow up the beautiful balloons, was Henry. Angelina was so relieved that she gave him a big hug. "What's your favourite colour, Henry?" she asked, and Henry chose a blue balloon. "What would you like to do now?" Angelina asked kindly. Henry said he'd like to go on the merry-go-round. So they went on it 3 times and they both loved it. Afterwards, they had a double chocolate ice cream cone and walked home together. "I like fairs," said Henry, and Angelina smiled. "You can come with me to the fair anytime," she said. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story.